Blessed be, blessed be, and welcome, beloved priestesses of the rose, to part 2 of our Black Rose Temple Priestess Practice Activation Crystal Gridding. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you 5 different crystal activation suggestions for priestessing for self and in your sacred activism. So may we have a short grounding together to anchor in our collective and cohesive field. And so we begin. That was the pyramid activating the chalice of the rose. Can you see that? It's hard to see. There she is. Okay. Closing your eyes and taking a few deep breaths as you close the outer eyes, opening the inner eye. Taking these nourishing breaths in and out through your nose if possible, and feeling the space below you, the point of contact. As you merge your energy, body, your electromagnetic field of your Earth Star chakra with that of Gaia and her electromagnetic field and her crystalline body with your crystalline body. Softening your jaw, your eyelids, your belly, your shoulders. Opening your heart space. And coming into awareness of your soul star chakra above you, the sacred crown connected to the heavens, to the angelic realms, to our star family, to your soul self. Here, honoring and welcoming in the energies of the Rose lineage, Venus and Sirius, the Pleiades, our family of light, the Galactic Federation, all of our Rosa Mystica guides, the sun and the moon, and we welcome you especially our guide for the Black Rose Temple, Morgana. Blessed be, thank you. Bringing awareness to your womb space, your creatrix cauldron of power. Igniting the Magdalene flame here and within your own heart space, the chalice of love, truth, and the grail of wisdom and sight at your brow. Linking these together as the flame of love. Blessed be, blessed be, blessed be. Awen, awen, awen. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is. And welcoming you to slowly transition in your own timing, staying in this awareness of your consciousness and then bringing your attention to our shared space and this video for our crystal grid activation suggestions. In this video, I'm going to share with you about mini grids, EMF protection as modern priestesses, a dream grid, a rainbow light body Venus Moon conjunction Rose Priestess grid, gridding really, verbiage, and then as well as a Merkaba grid for uniting heaven and earth and your soul star chakra and your Earth Star chakra. So let's begin with the mini grids. So I have an example here of a mini grid. And this is here, as you will notice, there is a base, and this is angel light. And then I have 3 stones upon the base, which is Larimar, Lapis Lazuli, and Amazonite. So we have angel light as the basis for connecting with the angelic realms and the ethers. We have Larimar, which is powerful stone found only in the Dominican Republic, which is for and of Atlantean energy in its original integral context. We have lapis lazuli, the throat chakra activation, and then we have Amazonite. Amazonite is wonderful for soothing the nervous system, the lapis lazuli for speaking truth, and this Atlantean stone of Larimar for the integral frequencies of sacred sight, technology, and through sound. So altogether, this is a very powerful and beautiful throat chakra grid that also does simultaneously connect to the sight, to the brow point of intuition. So this is a mini grid that supports for receiving intuitive sight and for speaking truth and singing the songs that come from the sight. So this is, as you can see, 4 stones, and it is this mini grid whereby I have a basis. This acts as the holding space, the stabilization of all the other energies of the stones on it, and then of course amplifies the stones on top. So I can take this, placing, I can have a specific intention that is underneath here instead of that main specific center gridding that we were speaking about, or specific middle crystal that we spoke about in the previous gridding video. So you can place your intention under here and speaking that out loud, singing, intending whatever that intention is to receive wisdom from my inner sight and speaking my soul song with clarity and sacred harmonics. Taking this quartz crystal point and then activating the connection through all of the stones. Ta-da! And it is done. So this is a mini grid. I'm sharing this because you can begin with what you already have. Bringing the stones that bring an intention for you, and it's a wonderful way to set up in different spaces around your home or upon the earth, as we shared about in the other video. So the mini grids are a wonderful way to begin, and you can have many of them, of course. They're a great way where you can have them for a time frame that maybe smaller for a specific intention for the day, or it can be one that is it is long term and you want to have that energy often. It can be upon your altar or elsewhere. So the mini grids are really fun and sweet and beautiful, and they really call in those angelic energies and the fae energies as well, because of that the smallness and the petiteness, but of the grand power as well. So I wanted to also share that within the mini grids, you can bring some other crystals beside them. For example, I could be bringing this particular quartz point and then having it right behind it to give it that stability and that power that I've activated it with. Okay, so what feels really important to connect about is the EMF protection gridding. As modern priestesses, we are on computers and phones and these technological gadgets that we really don't know the ramifications in the long term of their specific effects, because we are living at a pace of technology going so fast right as we're using it. And so, of course, because it's happening at rapid speed, there aren't the scientific testing of what the long-term effects are. So essentially, the EMF is the electromagnetic radiation that comes from these different, not only just our personal devices, but our collective devices with cell phone towers, with X-rays, all of these electromagnetic fields around Gaia that are invisible to the eye but are felt. Now, there are 2 types of the EMF radiation, that is ionized and the non-ionized. So the non-ionized EMFs are those which are these these technical computer gadgets that we have. And these ionized are that which are the X-rays. So when the X-rays that you're going to, through the airports, et cetera. So the EMFs are in our atmosphere, and it can take months or years for any of these symptoms of the EMF radiation to really show up. And that's why it feels really important that we bring in our crystal allies for protection and the clearing of the space. So what is important with this aspect is that when we're speaking about EMF protection, this is because there are this radiation that is coming off of all of our devices. And there can be people that are, and as we get, I guess I want to say there's people who are, even more sensitive, and there are those that of us who are on a path of awakening, when our nervous systems and our intuition and our psychic bodies are greatly open. It's important to have, of course, the sacred boundaries and energetically for us to take precaution, right? So it is something that it just feels, unfortunately right now, something that we must do. Our cells die out of radiation, and this can get consumed through the cells. And the crystals support to have a counter effect of the radiation, to support protection, to support the clearing. So, okay, so there's a few things that are here that I've, some points I want to really just, they feel really important. So one is that to counteract these effects of radiation, it can be that you are gridding in your home space, around your home space, specifically for and around your computer, by your cell phone. And also you can be wearing, part of your gridding can be actually wearing talismans, amulets, protective charms. But not every gemstone does protect from radiation. So it's really important. The EMF protection crystals are those that have the restoration, the purification properties within them, and their unique wisdom, their unique mineral components that combat those properties of the negative EMFs. So, and also all of these do have the iron in them. So it's really these powerful energies of the crystals that are supporting the harmful radiation to repel them, to cleanse them from your environment. Now, which crystals to use them? So one of the things I was just sharing about the wearing the crystals and which ones. So this is an example that I have. This is shungite, and it's also, I wear this all the time. And this is the symbol of the Vesica Pisces. So that of connecting to the rose lineage in Avalon, that of connecting heaven and earth, the masculine and feminine, into the Holy Child, the sacred union. So this particular piece for me feels amazing because of the shungite, and shungite really supports to heal and to repel and protect from the EMFs. So shungite actually also absorbs purities in dirty water. So you may see now that you can do water cleansing through shungite. So shungite is an amazing, amazing stone to have. All of the next crystals I'm just going to go through are really powerful to absorb the toxic energy or to cleanse and clear. So you can begin with some of these, and then of course be really building a collection of them. You don't think that you can have necessarily too many. Well, maybe that's not true, but it's just that with so much energy, and especially if you are living in a city or an apartment, or your neighbors are really close, where there's Wi-Fi and then Wi-Fi and Wi-Fi and Wi-Fi all around you all the time, it becomes even more imperative. So, so some of the ones that I have chosen are sodalite. Sodalite provides protection from EMFs. Citrine Citrine clears electromagnetic pollution and other discordant energies. So this is the citrine right here. Citrine is another incredible stone for prosperity and abundance, hence the gold. So get your 2 for 1. Adventurine. Adventurine absorbs EMF pollution and other environmental pollution. Fluorite is a great one to have along with hematite by your phone, by your computer, by your Wi-Fi, by your television if you have one. This really supports to clear the computer, literally what's going on in technology and any other electromagnetic stress that may be happening within these devices. So of course they have their own crystalline connection inside. So shungite, as I shared, and hematite by itself as well. Also black tourmaline. I have a bunch of black tourmaline. Black tourmaline that's here. Obsidian. One of my all-time faves. Numite, which we'll share about more soon. I'm just going to hold this black tourmaline while I'm speaking anyways. Another stone, fulgurite or fulgurite, depending on how you choose to pronounce it. Adventurine, black moonstone, amazonite, which is the little stone that I showed you there. So again, doubling up. And then flint. And these are all helpful for healing the effects of EMFs and for their prevention. So you can be specifically creating these mini grids, and which is why I wanted to share about the mini grids first. So you can be creating those mini grids around the areas that you are often in your home, that have your computer, that have your television. It's great to have a mini, even then just, of course, there's the gridding, but even then having these stones just with you in your car. You could have a mini grid in your car. And then almost like a little travel altar in your purse of a few small pieces or your bag. So this is really powerful and supportive to keep your body, your mind, your spirit clear and healthy, and alleviating these symptoms of the EMF radiation that, again, we do not know the long-term properties, but we know and sense that on some level, absolutely, they are greatly affecting us, and especially with all of these proposals and the implementation of 5G at this time. So for modern priestessing, this is very powerful in supporting you with protection, EMF protection. So side note, I wanted to give you a few other stones of protection that can go along with the EMF gridding or prevention of the negative radiation effects. So one of those as well is smoky quartz. So smoky quartz acts to provide this cloak, much like your priestess cloak, of invisibility. And it really allows you to be in a place of being protected, of undisturbed, and having more of your sovereign energy. In fact, my special wand sword, Athamne, is a smoky quartz right here. So very powerful of uniting those energies of light and dark, the gray, the power of smoky quartz is incredible. And because it is a quartz, it's programmable. So for you to put in your specific intention for that programming. Obsidian as well. And there's many different types of obsidian. There's the rainbow obsidian, which is right here. And then we have the silver sheen obsidian right here. So there's the different obsidians, but all of them, and they all have different properties. So you can research a bit more about the differences amongst them. But this is a very powerful stone to really deflect any negative energy that is coming your way and having it repelled off of you and go back to its source. So that's a very powerful stone, and definitely recommend you having that. It does cleanse and clear on a continual basis. So it's like it's got its engines that are running. Also labradorite, great, one of my favorite pieces of labradorite here. And this is an interesting way when there's so many properties of labradorite, but in the way of sharing about protection, what's powerful about it is that it supports the part of you that you may have that is just has, especially when it comes to thinking about EMFs and what's happening in the world, where there can be, of course, there's like a natural fear that we can have as human beings on the planet right now. That's natural. And there's that irrational fear, which we can have as humans as well. And labradorite supports to clear the irrational fear, to get to really the crystalline truth, and supports to get you out of that chaos. So in a way, it's like this is the protection from your own thoughts of the monkey mind. So yes, thank you, labradorite, amongst many, many other properties that are incredible of labradorite. And then amethyst, and I speak about amethyst, and there's a, oops, where is she? Amethyst, here's one right here. Amethyst, amongst many other things as well, but in this sense of protection, supports for you defining your own boundaries. So it really helps to act as the thorns around you, as the rose priestess that you are, bringing in a greater sense of your own sovereignty, your own assertion of authority and agency. And so amethyst is quite a popular stone, and it's often, associated with the crown chakra, of course, in its color and in its properties, but specifically for protection, this is a very powerful one as well. So I wanted to mention those while we are on the subject. And then the last one, which I did share about, is black tourmaline, really one of my favorites because it really creates a shield of energy protection around you. It creates an energy of really being in sanctuary space. So very powerful as well. So those go together with those particular EMF griddings and protection grids. So these also do build on each other. When we have that EMF protection gridding in the homes, another layer that can be wonderful since we're in the Black Rose Temple is a dreaming grid. So with your dreaming grid, again, for all of these, and for all of these, that we all have their specific intentions as well, which we spoke about in the first video. So it could be then for this EMF gridding, I am safe and protected. Even I am safe and protected from EMFs. I'm safe and protected from EMFs, and the EMFs are presently shifting their energies or are dispelling. I'm protected. In whatever affirmation that you're feeling in that moment, you can really be bringing this into continued amplification with your words. And it is a good idea. I just actually want to say here, for all of your crystals, when you are you're cleansing them at the beginning, you're gridding them, utilizing them, they're activated, they're working, you're in symbiotic relationship with them. And then when you close the grid down, that also to cleanse them. Even though many of these stones, for example, like the kyanite doesn't need cleansing, the selenite doesn't need cleansing, I do want to suggest that with the stones, especially that you're using for EMFs, that you take really good care of them to bring them to the earth, bring them into the full moon, cleanse them, bring them into salt water. They're really working with you and for you. And so just to take really good care of them with their cleansing on a continual basis, and their desire to go back to the earth as well, and that shifting of energies that is very powerful after some time. So, and this isn't to say that they're actually accumulating energy and just holding it there. It's just that they, in their own, as they're sentient beings in this way, that it's really nice to bring them to Gaia, where she is, where they are from. They're part of her. So it feels really important there. Okay, so to the dreaming grid activation. And this affirmation could be, and your intention is, I receive clear guidance through my dreams. And if you want to bring forward a specific guide that you're working with this, I receive clear guidance through my dreams with the support of Morgana or whatever other guide that you're choosing. So remembering that. So a few of these great crystals for a dreaming grid are rhodochrosite. This really enhances the dream state. Kyanite, as we've spoken about many times before already, facilitates great dreaming, specifically healing dreams and dream recall and understanding of the messages within the dream. So kyanite, fabulous, amazing stone to work with. Kyanite is mostly blue, but you will see it can have different, you can see kyanite in different shades of purples as well. So finding one that feels great for you is going to be a wonderful tool for your life. Herkimer diamond. This is a powerful one to support in the entire body of a grid that you're going to be creating to assist in, again, positive dreaming and dream recall. Amethyst again, so yes for amethyst, again with the protection and now in the dreaming. So I'm picking these certain ones too that you can see can thread and you can be using in the different grids. So amethyst brings forth intuitive dreams and to recall any specific answers or clarity that you are seeking and the specific guidance that you're seeking through this grid. It's wonderful. The last stone I want to suggest is howlite. Howlite is a white stone and it is a calming stone, so it can help to get into the dream state. It supports if you're experiencing insomnia, so that you actually do go to sleep and have restful sleep to receive your dreams. And it also supports in for you to receiving those healing positive dreams and the dream recall. So when you're creating a dreaming grid, it can be great to have this, of course, by your bedside table. In this way, we want to make sure as well that you have your EMFs that are turned off by your head, either like having your phone out of your bedroom, having it on airplane mode at least, maybe not off, anyhow, as you choose. However, when you have the dreaming grid, those by your head, you just really want to make sure of those electromagnetic devices as neutral as possible. So you can have the base of this dreaming grid be on a specific cloth. You can have a seed of life, a flower of life as your base. You can have the Taurus base. You can have a Merkaba base as well. So anything that feels inspired for you, that which again, it stabilizes the energy and to assist the dream activity. A specific base of Taurus, a Taurian grid, will really support to release the negative dreams as well and keep that Taurus of energy flowing within your dreams. You can start off with a mini grid, and perhaps if there's two of you that share a bed, you can have one on either side of you. That would be really lovely. You can also put that grid underneath your bed if you wanted to do a few mini grids. So somewhere in and around your bed space. Now, at any point where you are choosing to be outside on the earth, specifically for dreaming, that is incredible to put that dreaming grid above by your head. And if you're doing this with somebody else, that you'd have head-to-head connection and then the grid in the middle. Or if you're doing this with a group of people, how amazing that you could have it in the center and then all of your heads would be around that dreaming grid. So it feels an important one to bring forward in the Black Rose Temple, because this is a fabulous time to be doing the dreaming grid, to be in the space of the sacred pause, of this dreaming, weaving time where much is dissolving and then coming into new templates and to a literal new grid for you at this time of year and in that which will be created. It can support the dreams for what wants to be then created. So your affirmation, intention, I receive clear guidance through my dream of my next steps regarding partnership, regarding this job, regarding and whatever that is. So really this dreaming grid becomes a way for you to consciously and with great awareness and intent bring guidance from your soul self into this 3D consciousness and for you to recall. So that is the dreaming grid. You may choose to have your central grid, again, with the point. This one is a fluorite. And you may wish to have the center be as a sphere. It could even be a pyramid. So whatever shapes that you're wanting to specifically work with. Again, for transformation, for wholeness, for fluidity. Yeah, and again, the power of the point. It's quite powerful. Okay, so that is the dreaming grid. Now I want to get into the rainbow light Venus Moon conjunction Rose Priestess gridding. So in this context, this is really not just one grid. This is you specifically utilizing crystal grids from Venus Moon conjunction to Venus Moon conjunction to Venus Moon conjunction, and utilizing the crystals that are related to the specific gate and chakra that Venus currently is in. So moving from the underworld of the Earth Star chakra and in her specific ascending phase up through all your chakras. And then when it comes time for Venus in the descending phase to be working through all the chakras from crown all the way down. So in this way, you are bringing forward the energetics of these specific chakras, which connect to the colors of the rainbow, going from the black of the Earth Star chakra, red to the first chakra, orange to the second chakra, gold to the third chakra, green to the fourth chakra, coming here for blue at the throat chakra, the indigo here at the brow, violet or purple at the crown, and then to the white of the soul star chakra. So I want to list for you specific stones that relate to each of the chakras. And the invitation would be and is that at the next Venus Moon conjunction, you make a grid for that specific gate. So if we're moving into the second gate, it's related to all of those specific stones that are orange. If we're moving up into the crown gate, that's you bringing in all of the violet, all the purple stones, and utilizing the grid with the specific intention of the gate of the chakra. So coming into the example of the second gate, I choose to receive deep wisdom from my womb space in connection with my sensual nature. I receive information for healing trauma related to this sexual experience. I choose to heal and to complete karmas connected to my second chakra and past lovers. Like there are so many different intentions that you can have and that are going to be unique for every one of you, but are very much connected to the energy of the second chakra, of that gate. And so utilizing the grid, that medicine for that time frame. And when the gate moves to the next chakra, then you'd be creating a different grid and the colors of those stones. Now, you could start with the mini grids, right? And then be building up. So in the course of your lifetime, you literally have an incredible array of literal colors of the rainbow. And then you can create an amazing rainbow grid itself, which is so beautiful. So you can really think of this as a long-term priestess project, priestess activation, and working with it in different increments and stages. So for each of the chakras, I want to give some of the suggestions. And again, this is working with the specific rose cycle of the waxing, or depending on where we are, the waning, the Venus moon conjunctions related to each of Inanna's gates, the ascent and on the descent. So for the Earth Star chakra, this is connected to the Black Rose Temple. So all of the stones that are in the Black Rose Temple. So I will be repeating those that are in the evocations, but bringing them all here now if you want to jot any of these down. And of course, pause as you need to as I list and share these. So for the Earth Star chakra, great suggestions for the gridding when Venus is in the underworld at this time are obsidian, jet, black tourmaline, black diamond, numite, black pearl, smoky quartz, charcoal moonstone, hematite, and onyx. Now, some of those stones you may not be using for the full gridding, like a black diamond. That's a pretty high price stone that you probably won't be utilizing in getting many of those pieces, but something like hematite is going to be, you'd be able to easily get a great handful of those stones. So really thinking about, what it is that your intention is, which stones really draw to you, and which would be the center stone. In this case, I could have my center stone be numite. Numite is one of the oldest minerals on the planet, and in this pyramid form, wow, this can really anchor in to receive great power from the underworld, to receive great, or to restore that which is needed in the underworld, or to repair that which is needed whilst Venus is in the underworld, to release that which is needed. There's so many intentions, right, as you know, for this. So that would be very powerful. Okay, when Venus rises into the root chakra, some of the stones that are the red and some of the black too. So the black ones can kind of merge up into the root as well. So again, these are bloodstone, black tourmaline again, garnet, hematite, onyx, pyrite, rhodochrosite, red jasper, ruby, bloodstone, carnelian, fire agate, fire opal, lava rock. The energies when here are definitely connected for your own willpower, your physical energy, your safety and acceptance and full incarnation in this physical form as a priestess in this lifetime. Your grounding, your stability, your protection, your connection and protection with the earth. Powerful for stabilization, working with the sense of belonging and full connection of being in your body. When Venus comes into the sacral chakra, it's the sacral chakra, second sacral. is sacred. And so these are the orange stones. And so this is carnelian can go here as well. So it's kind of a lot of bleeding over. So carnelian, some fluorite is really great here as well. Tiger's eye, amber, peach moonstone, and sometimes citrine can go in here too. And this is for the connection of when Venus is in the second gate connected to your reproduction, your reproductive organs, literally physically, and your reproductive nature, the energetics of you as sacred creatrix and then destroyer, in the sense of cutting away all that no longer serves your sexuality, your sensuality. And so the cleansing, the waters, your creativity. Then when Venus moves into the third gate of the solar chakra, we have here the energetic of the yellow and the gold and your willpower, your solar feminine. And some of the great stones here are ametrine and the amber again, calcite and citrine, which I've shown you, tiger's eye, yellow topaz, yellow jasper, gold itself. So you can actually bring some of your gridding with, you can enhance that with some of the pieces of jewelry that you may have that are gold. Also Herkimer diamond and Libyan gold tektite are my favorites. And utilizing that gridding whilst in that gate of being in relationship with Venus and the moon, that unique combination, the rose lineage connected to your own ambition, your willpower, your intellect, your personal power, and that of protection as well. Your will to be, to do. And when Venus, moon, Inanna goes into the fourth gate, then we're here at the heart chakra. So the green colors and also some pink. And so some of these specific stones are chrysoprase and chrysocolla. Those can be green and slightly blue as well. Emerald, green aventurine, jade is wonderful, malachite, wonderful for gridding, powerful, peridot. And then we have as well some of the stones that are pink, the watermelon tourmaline and rose quartz are wonderful for gridding. Then when Venus moon conjunction shifts and the gate comes into the throat chakra, we have angelite, amazonite, blue calcite, blue lace agate, blue kyanite, again kyanite, blue topaz, sodalite, turquoise, blue sapphire, lapis, larimar, aquamarine, lemurian blue calcite. And this is where chrysocolla and chrysoprase can sometimes they can bleed from the heart into the throat chakra as well. When it's time to create a grid, when Venus goes into her next gate at the brow, these are the stones that are indigo and also have that bit of purple as well. And so we have our ever beloved amethyst, azurite, lapis lazuli, which can be for the throat as well, so they both go together, or both each chakra, sapphire, and sugilite. And this is the working with your connection to the rose lineage and with your guides through spiritual awareness, psychic abilities, intuition, your inner sight, your inner wisdom, as you know, and all of those activations that come present in that particular time. And then when Venus moves and the moon conjunct, so that the seventh gate, well, it's actually the eighth gate, the crown chakra. The specific stones for here, amethyst again, so for the brow and for the crown. The clear quartz as well. Gold can be used here as well. Purple sapphire, lepidolite, which is amazing, and serpentine, which I love. And then diamond and quartz. And then when there's a rise in that exaltation of the greatest outer point and ascent of Venus, we reach that energetic of the soul star chakra. And so this is where it's like the crown chakra into soul star chakra. And these are the stones of the diamond white light. So we have white topaz, diamond, quartz. Have a very opulent grid if you're using diamonds. So quartz, you can use Lemurian quartz. Danburite, one of my favorites, that's here as I've shared. Sugilite. And also amethyst can be used here, sometimes tanzanite as well. And a couple other stones, Satyaloka quartz. And that's great because it's programmable. Satyaloka, and then petalite. So those are great stones for the soul star chakra. So I know that's lots of writing and very exciting for these particular allies of Gaia and the crystal stones to be with you to support your gridding when there's the Venus moon conjunctions, and every time there's that shift from one gate to another, and the intention that you have for that specific month in relationship to that specific chakra. Very powerful, incredible as you work with these energies from rose Venus moon to rose Venus moon to rose Venus moon in the rising ascent part of her cycle and in the descending part of her cycle. So very powerful, dynamic, and inspiring. And this is really where we go now to the final piece that I want to share with you. And this is a specific Merkaba gridding. And everything that I just shared with you about this whole rainbow light Venus moon conjunction Rose Priestess gridding goes hand in hand with this Merkaba gridding. So in this case, you are going to need 6 stones. 3 stones that are connected to your Earth Star chakra and 3 stones that are related to your Soul Star chakra for you to make 2 triangles. 1 triangle related to the Earth Star, 1 triangle related to the Soul Star. Now, you can do this specific grid by creating these 2 triangles with 3 stones each by itself, in and of itself, on your altar space. A triangle going up is going to be the one that is the Soul Star. So in this case, this could be the Danburite. So you'd want 3 of those stones. And then the triangle that's going downwards, that would be, those are the dark stones that can be Numite, that connected to the Earth Star chakra. So you can do that in 2 triangles to form the Merkaba on your altar, a specific gridding somewhere in your home that you are wanting. However, this particular gridding that I'm sharing with you is actually a specific way for you to activate this on the earth and you being an active participant of this. So how to be doing this, there's 2 different ways. Essentially though, you're beginning, you can begin in this first way, where you are placing onto the earth these 2 triangles. The first one, and you can really start either way, but I'm just beginning with where I would be looking at. The first one can be the triangle that is related to the Soul Star chakra. So if I'm sitting on the earth, I'm going to place my 3 stones. 1 of the Danburite, in this case, I'm going to give the example of Danburite and Numite, because those are the stones I love to use for this. So I'm placing Danburite in front of me, and then behind me on either side to create that triangle. Then I'm going to be taking Numite and placing that next triangle behind me and then in front of me on either side. The Pneumite Earth Star chakra goes behind because it's closest to my sacrum. It's closest to that most bottom part of me. And the Soul Star is related because that's what I can see right in front of me. And it's more of this energetic and direct line of energy. So when those two triangles are created and you're in the center, you can then take your quartz point, and instead of thinking of connecting the dots one by one in a particular, more of a circular formation, you're connecting them triangle to triangle. So I'm connecting the Danburite to the Danburite to the Danburite to the Danburite. Done. I just drew that triangle energetically. Now, yes, I'm taking it off. That's whole. That shape is whole in itself. And then I'm taking the crystal quartz point, and then I'm drawing the triangle from the back to the front and across and the back. And then that's activated, and then I do myself. So again, if you will ideally you will have already done that that cleansing that I was showing you, right? You can do the same motion if you desire, where you're going anti-clockwise before you even do that triangle, and when you're in the triangles, then you're doing it clockwise to be activating. So in a sense, it's like if you were to do this first, going counterclockwise is a clearing. You then sit down, create both of your triangles, you activate, and then you bring the crystal point to yourself and go clockwise to then activate you. So that's one option. Another option is that you've drawn the crystal, or you've drawn with the crystal both triangles, and then you bring it to yourself, and then you're speaking this out loud, your prayers, your intention. And this is a powerful, this is powerful to give it an intention that's for a specific meditation. This would be a grid then that you can come back to sit in. You can keep this on the earth as a sacred portal for a specific amount of time. For example, during a high holy day portal from, for example, lunar Samhain to solar Samhain, or specifically just on one of the Sabbats, a different Sabbat, let's say on equinox. And you're just going to have it for the day before, during, and of the equinox. So you can be leaving that specific gridding there for that to be your anchored, activated meditation grid with your prayers, with all the energy that's moving between high holy day to high holy day. So very powerful in that way. Another way you can do this grid is for you to actually draw. Okay, starting again. For you to take the crystals to make the two triangles, make the Merkaba, then sit inside of it, and then activate it in this way. Utilizing these stones is creating great protection and you connection with Gaia deep into the earth, and in this case, the Pneumite and Danburite connection to the heavens. So consciously working with those two bodies of energy, and then bringing that energy together where you can layer this with the specific Merkaba meditations that we have done with Mary Magdalene and that we have done with Yeshua. So this brings another powerful layering for your own experience, utilizing the power of the Merkaba with the healing green emerald energy, this Magdalene emerald healing, as well as the violet flame. So you can be doing a violet flame meditation within this Merkaba itself. So it's beautiful layering on your other priestess activation practices that we have previously done, and that you can bring them to another layer and level for yourself. Now, again, this is you also utilizing this with a specific intention and prayer in connection with Venus, with Sirius, with the sun, with the moon, with the Pleiades, and the times where there's great celestial activity, of grounding that, visualizing that pillar of light, and bringing those energies through your soul star, your soul medicine, to your human body temple form. And then in that same way, it's your crystalline body as a receptor, as a hello to both to Gaia below and to the heavens above, that this is your intention and that these stars are greatly supporting you as a vessel between heaven and earth. So how you layer this with the previous gridding with the Venus moon conjunctions is that you can have this Merkaba set up and bring into the circle, or already have with you in your hands, a mini grid for that particular Venus moon conjunction of whatever gate you are in. So if in the third gate, you can be having that mini grid or holding or having with you your citrine and your amber. You may wish to create that grid of the citrine and the amber inside the center of that Merkaba grid. So when you leave the Merkaba that you're putting in place, those stones, and then a center piece. So you have all of these options, layering of inspiration and powerful prayer, powerful spelling. So there's lots to work with here. It's a lot of information. It's a lot of possibility, and it's really here to support you in the ways that you want to creatively bring forth these sacred spells and practical magic to direct your intentions and your sacred desires and your needs and support in communion with Gaia, in communion with our Rosa Mystica Council, with our family of light, with the Seraphim dragons, with our angels that are supporting the priestess path here, now, and always of the rose. So I really look forward to hearing and seeing the crystal grids that you create from here forward in your life. And it is with great honor and celebration and devotion that I offer all of this to you, for you to take in, for you to digest, to make it your own, to leave what doesn't feel resonant and to bring in what does. And you can start small and work your way grand. So there we have it. Our completion now of our second video, part 2 of our Black Rose Temple Priestess Activation Practice, our crystal gridding suggestions. May we close together with great gratitude for Gaia, for the sun, for the moon, for all of the minerals and the gemstones of earth, for all of our guides supporting us, here with us in this holy and sacred mission of this lifetime, welcoming in all of the powerful energies of our new earth to be stewards of this sacred medicine of energy that is held within Gaia, and utilizing this for the highest and greatest good for all beings everywhere. With great love and devotion and inspiration, I bow to you, sisters, and we thank you, Morgana, you, keeper, the temple of the Black Rose, sacred and guide, sacred goddess and guide. We thank you. We honor you. Awen, Awen, Awen. Blessed be, blessed be, blessed be. And so it is. And so it is. And so it is. Much love, sisters.